There must be darkness before light can shine. We're giving a voice to the voiceless, and we are honoring those and those left behind who have given the ultimate sacrifice. So we the people, raise up your glass. There will be no fear here, where light is eternal. You have found the two-step tribe. Welcome home.
In the glow of a screen, with hope in our hearts, celebrating freedom, we'll play our parts. From football fields to the ring of a fight, we hold our heads high in this American life. Raise up your glasses, a toast to the night. For service and sacrifice, we shine a light. With boots on the ground, we're proud and we cheer. Together we stand with no room for fear. Here's to the heroes remembered in song. With every sweet note, let our spirits grow strong. In unity, laughter, we'll rise and we'll pray for freedom and honor, come what may.
Hey, 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 how's it going out there on the Two-Step Tribe with UncleRyano tonight? How are you doing out there?
It is going fantastic. I'm having an absolute blast. Super stoked about tonight's show. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing really good, actually. I'm really excited about our guests. I hope everyone else out there is doing well. Please share, hit a button, click the bell, subscribe, like, and join us tonight for the guests that we have. I want you to see live what we have going on. You can interact with us as well. You can literally send us messages. You can send us a question. I want you to get involved. So share this with your friends. Get involved. Tune in to what the Two-Step Tribe has going on here by Patriots Inside the Wire Productions. UncleRyano. Everybody knows UncleRyano.
How's everybody? Sending big love. Super stoked tonight. Do I get to say his name? Do I get to say it?
You can definitely lead. I see some of our loyal people here. I say go for it. Let's jump into the show.
I'm so excited because I'm a huge fan of this guy, both of who he is as a human being, as much as who he is as an incredible artist. He is a beast. And his name is Mr. Manny Cabo. And you guys are going to find out. You think you just know him from The Voice and him singing on that one show, but you have no idea how many times you've seen him and it didn't even register. He's one of those people who permeates the entertainment industry. And in so many ways, he is pretty much just kind of, I'll say, infiltrated the entire creative universe with nothing but positivity. So I'm super to get him on here. I'm super excited. I'm chomping at the bit. And I'm going to let Tracy either hit the gas pedal to bring Mr. Manny on or hold the back of the belt loop on my pants because I'm ready to go, go, go.
You're on go mode. I can tell right here. Well, I'm just going to go for it here. We've already given it here. It is Manny. This is Manny. Welcome to the show, Manny, with Two-Step Tribe. UncleRyano, as you wanted to. There you go. Take it away and say hello. Welcome to the show, Manny. How are you?
Thanks for having me, man. Fantastic. Been looking forward to this for a long time, UncleRyano. Appreciate you, man. Always there, man. Showing the love. And Tracy's is our first encounter, so it's a pleasure being here as well. So thank you for having me.
Much.
Somebody had to bring the looks, Manny. I can't do everything.
Well, who? I don't know. Yeah, you're talking.
Yeah.
Well, we already have someone saying that their favorite season of The Voice was when Manny was on. So we already have a person in the group saying that they knew you when you were on The Voice. But I'm going to back up a minute and say, hello, Manny. Nice to have you on the show. I do see the voices there in the title, and I mean, UncleRyano, you mentioned that as well. You have so much to you that rather than let me unpackage this, I would love to look at you and say, as the expert that you are, and not just as a singer-songwriter, I'd love to hear from you about yourself, and then lead us into, your singing and where you're at right now and what you're up to. So the Manny that they are talking about is the Manny on The Voice. But who is Manny before you went on The Voice? And was that scary?
You know what? That journey, I will tell you this. I could sum it up with one word. It was exhilarating. It really was. The journey actually changed my life, but everything leading up to that point had nothing to do with music. Actually, my story started, I talk about this all the time. My story started where it almost never began. So I was an abortion waiting to happen. So I've been an underdog since even before I was born. I was verbally bullied when I was a kid. I was tall. I could defend myself. But, I was a burnout kid, long hair. I was a rocker, painting my nails. I've been painting my nails since like 6th grade. So everyone thought I was different, always cranking music. So I did find my little niche of people, which is cool. And we were always like little outcasts, if you will, the burnout crew. But music was always a part of my life. I started by playing the drums, and all the creative, I would say, inspiration behind that was my dad. He basically introduced me to everything, a steady dose of the Beatles, Motown, Latin folk music. So I had a really wide palette of understanding of music. And then he introduced me to the drums, which led me into that world, from that perspective, and I always loved singing. I never took it really serious. We're all shower singers, as we all know from time to time. So, and I would always sing. And then fast forward that years later, and in college, I was a baseball player. I had a lot of passion for baseball. That was my life. So I got cut from my team twice. I wasn't good enough. And then I came back, I turned that hardship into, MVP, college scouts, major league scouts. So I kind of always made the habit of turning negative situations, right, into favorable situations. But here's the thing, you got to put in the work. So throughout my career, regardless of what my pursuits were, it was always a hardship. I always found these little situations and blockages, right? But at the same time, I welcomed those. I didn't become fearful of them. I actually embraced them even more. So that was like a superpower. And I think that came from being an underdog, And, I had a good support system with my family. But in a nutshell, yeah, man, music is always part of my life. I can't do anything without music. And then The Voice came when I was later. I was a late bloomer for singing. I didn't start singing until I was like 28 years old. People are like, what? And yeah, I never was. One night we were doing a show. I skipped my final exam when I was at Seton Hall University to play a little cover band gig, for another university. Our lead singer, I don't know what happened that night. I can't really recall. I don't know if he was feeling well or if he had an issue with somebody else. I ended up stepping in because I knew the lyrics. And when they heard me sing, they weren't laughing. So I was like, okay. That was the beginning. They all look back like, what the hell is this coming from? Yeah. And that was the, as they say, the rest was history. But along the way, I've picked up so many things. Photography was always part of my life. But another thing that led to the singing, and this is where I realized the power of my voice. Sure, the voice gave me a stage, gave me a platform to sing, right? But it was on the voice that I actually received my purpose. I realized that I was in my hotel room, inspiring, empowering 20, 30 of the contestants with their parents and inviting them to think differently. Forget about the 90 seconds that you're going to be performing. Focus on living in the moment, focus on the now, focus on the relationships, focus on the information that you're learning, embracing each other's talents. So I gave them a different perspective. And I got to tell you, it was the most fulfilling feeling. And ever since that day, it was 10 years ago, I said, you know what, this is what I really want to do. Sure, I'll sing, but I want to utilize my voice for a wider reach of people that I can hopefully inspired to get to the next level and bring about their talents and their qualities as well. So essentially that's me in a nutshell, man. I like to try different things, but above all, I live life to the fullest and do the best I can by everyone. But I like to see people grow. I really, really do. If I can help someone else, get to that next level, that to me is a way of life in itself. And we all know that the quickest way to achieve your dreams is by helping others achieve theirs. So I've always upheld that ideology. And I implement it in all my creative pursuits, whether it's photography, whether it's writing, whether it's singing, speaking, podcasting. It doesn't matter. That's just my personal narrative and how I choose to live. And I'm very happy and content with that.
I love that, Manny. What do you see like on most days? There's so many levels here that you have to create. You're creative. We get every bit of this. On a typical day, you just got back into town. You're spending a lot of your time helping others now and understanding the power of their voice. Am I correct in that aspect?
Yes, absolutely. Good. Well, we all have a beautiful, unique story. The only thing is, many people don't know how to tell it. Unfortunately, there's their own barriers, their own personal limiting beliefs, and that could have been adopted from their upbringing. I don't know, right? You understand, and life happens. Life happens. Tragedies happen. I know that the tragedy that you went through. I can't imagine your loss. I've had friends, military friends, that have lost their entire family. So believe me when I tell you, I know the pain is real. But here's the thing that I've also learned: from that pain and that contrast in life comes the clarity. And we need to take those moments, those moments that have definitely depleted every ounce of energy in our bodies and see the goodness in that. When I lost my dad, you want to talk about a 1, 2, 3 combo punch. First, the pandemic steals my career. Everything that we built, the whole world was on standstill. Then I lose my dad to COVID. Then a month later, Hurricane Ida washes away my entire livelihood, over $100,000 of equipment. You want to talk about fear, anxiety, depression. I was getting panic attacks. I never had a panic attack in my life. So we have to be very careful with the things that we focus on. And what I mean by that is, even in the darkest times of your life, you learn to embrace and be grateful for those times, because it's the difficult times where you grow. Calm seas never made a great sailor. It's the same philosophy of life. We need to embrace the difficult times, because those are the moments that help you grow. Because once you get through those, you learn to appreciate things a little bit better. So what happened was, for me, when I dealt with those difficult situations, I focused on the things that were still left behind. I still had a roof over my head. I was still alive. 200 feet down the road, 400 people perished. 400 people. 200 feet down, 4 people perished. They didn't make it. I did. My family was still here. I still had, I lost all my cars, all my equipment. Yeah, but I was still here. I still had a bed. I still had a second floor. So I chose to focus on what was left behind, what I still had. Because if you focus on the void, that's all you're going to get. If we exert all our energy, we have to be careful with how we speak to ourselves. We have to, speak positivity. There's a frequency that we all have. We're all energy, and the thoughts that we choose to think about is what we bring about. So be very careful in those difficult times. If you think sickness, that's what you're going to get. Ever notice how rich people keep getting richer and the poor people keep getting poorer? Because that's all they focus on. You never see somebody who's loaded lack money, because they're not thinking about the lack of money. So there's no pressure there. And yet those that do lack the money, that's all they think about: paying the bills. I don't have enough, this and that. There's a deficiency. So it's all relative, which is why I use my creative skills to use my voice to become the voice of those who can't tell their stories, who don't understand how to tell their stories, who are fearful of it, who have these inhibitions, who have these, limitations. And this is why it's so fulfilling for me to do what I do. I hope that makes sense.
I think one of the things that, per your conversation, and you and I didn't ever get to talk about it, but we had a lot of similarities growing up. And, we're on opposite sides of the continent, but we grew up the same way. Difference was, I wasn't a tall kid. I was stunted. I was very small for my age. I was super tiny.
Yeah.
And so, and we moved 13 times in 7 years. So I never got to put down roots. And I was always the new pinata for the old bullies at each school that I went to. And back then, bullying was seen as an Olympic sport. It wasn't something that teachers frowned on.
Yeah.
So basically, I wasn't being torn apart. I was being built. Yeah. And the same thing happened for you.
Yeah.
And in a different degree. And there were several things you just touched on, but one of the things that really jumped out to me, I wouldn't have been, as much as I try to always be collaborative, and that's always been in my nature to try to help everyone around me. But I have a different approach now than I had back when I was with Abel Kane, or even before that when I was solo on the labels. For me, I didn't understand, because if you start at a certain age, younger age, typically, you don't even realize what you do for a living becomes what and who you are. And when you walk away from it, when you have something like all your equipment wash away, a pandemic shutdown, for me, it was a 1.5 decade retirement. Once you realize that I'm no longer what I can't be what I do anymore, because I just stopped doing it. So does that mean I cease to exist? And you have to find out who you are. You're proof. You're very much like a Da Vinci. And I think a lot of people, creatives are, they're just afraid to pursue the other lateral directions, for their creativity. But you really are. People, I mean, his photography, everyone, is through the roof. I mean, magazine. I mean, no, I'm being straight. I've said this to you. I can talk about you if I say it to you. And so that's okay, the way it is.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's how it is. That's a rule. You can't talk about somebody if you don't tell it to them first. I think it's in the Bible or the Constitution or something. But somewhere, Book of Genesis. Anyway, no, legit. I mean, you do so many killer things. And I think because, like you said, you started singing later, there were so many things that you gave birth to when you were more developed as a human being.
Yeah.
Then what you did had its proper placement versus, it owning your entire identity. And that helped you put that into perspective towards the humanity and the mentoring of the younger ones who were trying to achieve a certain status. It's always been about you. For me, I just wanted to see if I was good enough. I mean, that was my biggest person that I was trying to impress, was myself. I thought it was everybody else for a long time. I just wanted to see if I was good. And each person, it's different. It's like, what is making it mean? Right.
Yeah. At least you had that, that philosophy, because most people, they're too busy catering to other people's needs. At least you were focusing on yourself. That in itself is advantageous, because you were actually, and it's not even a competition, right? I never really appreciated competition. I was an athlete all my life. And for me, sports was always fun. I used to relish watching other people and how good they were and learning from them. And this is why I did so well on The Voice, because I was not once intimidated. To give you a little backstory, people ask me how I got on The Voice, right? Sure, there was a process. I did well for American Idol. I just never finished it. I did well on X Factor. I walked off the set. People don't know that story, because I'm not going to fabricate something about me. I'd rather be hated being myself than loved being someone that I have no clue who's about. So The Voice allowed me to be myself. True story. This is why it's so important. One of the things that I uphold wherever I speak, whether it's for the Grammy Council, whether it's I'm speaking for a corporation or a high school, the one thing that I always try to advocate is this: be your authentic self. Because when I was on The Voice and the production team got to the video portion of the audition, they made me sing. They're like, of course I have talent. That's why I was on the show, right? But when it came to the video interviews and they asked me, you know what, Manny, we need to ask you this, and we're going to ask all the artists this question, but what do you love about these shows? And I said, bro, I can't stand these shows. I'm only here because I got people here that are going to kick my ass if I don't go follow through with this. There's nothing real about reality TV. And they looked at each other, right? And they
You're not
said,
supposed to say that, Manny. You're supposed to say, I'm
Right?
having a wonderful time. Thank you for having me.
The show's going to
Yeah.
change my life. I will take care of my family, all that stuff. But they
Yeah.
get saturated with that stuff. But they found it to be so refreshing that they said, thank you for being honest, man. That in itself is a quality that many people lack. And that's one of the reasons why I was able to get on the show, because obviously I knew I could sing. My personality, I was there making friends with everybody. I didn't give a shit about the show. I was there to live in the moment and be present, right?
Yep.
And that I just wanted to share that because I think it's imperative that people know, A, there's nothing real about reality TV. Those shows do not dictate the value of who you are. The only good thing that comes out of those shows is if you're smart enough to leverage the media, because they even tell you that when you're on these shows, milk it for the rest of your life. The fact that I can say that I was on The Voice, that I was on La Voz, that I toured for the Wizards of Winter, I will always get the job over somebody who hasn't. Why wouldn't I mention that? If they have 10 amazing singers, but I say, well, I was on NBC's The Voice in Spanish and English, who do you think they're going to take? 9 out of 10 times, they're going to be like, well, he's been on TV. People love him. Obviously, if he's good enough to spend $1.4 million on advertising this kid, then he's going to be good enough to play this, this residency for a hotel or whatever. So another piece of advice, if you get that far, if you get on these shows, if you've built the accolade and got some success from these shows, you got to milk it, man. Why not?
Jersey was coming out. You had Jersey coming out. You said $1.4 million. This kid, this kid. This kid. Yeah.
It's all about the dead presidents, man. At the end of the day, money talks, bullshit walks. It's what it is, guys. And in this business, I hate saying it, but it's true. It's who you know and who you know what. And I'm not doing either or. You know what I'm saying? So there is so much truth to that. But at the end of the day, just choose to be yourself and choose to be kind. Don't be a douche. I get all my endorsements, my clients, my new perspective opportunities from being kind. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not the best photographer, best singer, best pop. It doesn't exist, first of all. That's a fallacy. But just be the best person that you can be. Show up for yourself. When you show up for yourself and you respect yourself, others will respect you. Period. That's just the way it works, man. If you don't love yourself, who the hell else is going to,
You're one of an 8 in an 8 billion masterpiece. Everybody watching this is, and showing people, no, for real. No, I'm not even joking, man. I heard a thing where a priest was talking. He was talking about this deal, and he had shown up and the Vatican was doing some stuff. And this was out in California when I was out in LA. And they were they had this museum, and they had the Leonardo da Vinci, and they had Michelangelo and Rembrandt. They had all these classic artworks on loan at this particular museum. Yeah. All these people were camped out in dome tents, drinking bottled water, staying out there for like a week. And a reporter asked them, "What are you doing this? Why are you camping outside a museum?" And these people, with a straight face, man, said, "We want to say we stood in front of a one-of-a-kind masterpiece." The preacher made the comment, the priest, Padre, and I were talking about it, and it's like, bruh, these same folks will walk right past a dozen 1 in 8 billion masterpieces going in the grocery store and won't even say hello.
Absolutely. Right? You ever see that video of Joshua Bell? Joshua Bell, it's a beautiful story. It just goes to show you Joshua Bell. I remember seeing him. He's one of the most prolific, famous violin players in the world. Okay. So he was in the subway in Manhattan, with a cap, regular thing, and he's performing. He made $11, I think, in 26 cents in 2 hours. Okay. Nobody gave a shit. 4 hours later, he was selling out Carnegie Hall. Ticket prices were like $2,000-$3,000 a piece. So the moral of the story is you have to go where you're appreciated, not just seen and not just tolerated. There is the difference. The problem is we spend most of our lives in the wrong rooms. And that's why we devalue ourselves, because remember, people's inability to see your worth is not a definition of what your worth is. So I always encourage everyone, well, If your audience doesn't change, then change your audience. It's very simple, and shame on you if you don't. As an artist, and I could say, listen, Uncle, you know, I honestly would have to say I'm an artist, you know, as a speaker, as a photographer, as a singer. I've pretty much done it all in this industry. I've been pretty successful, and that's not to boast. It's just the point I'm trying to make. It's all relative. It doesn't matter what you do. If you apply that principle, it's universal. So you go where you're appreciated, man. Stop wasting your time trying to get people to like you. Not everybody's going to like you. Shit, I don't even like everybody. How do I expect everybody to like me? Let's be honest with ourselves. So
I like you, Manny.
I have to be transparent. I don't have time to mince words. I'm just being honest because I've been there. I've lived it. And it would be a disservice for people to tell them otherwise. I'm telling you because it works, you know, and I like to call people out on their BS. That's what makes me who I am. At least when you come to me, be like, listen, go to Manny. He's not going to sugarcoat everything. I've got that New York mentality. Either you're good or you suck and you need work. It's very binary. You know, I appreciate that type of mentality. And nowadays we don't get that. People get butthurt because they're like, well, he told me I'm not good enough or I don't need work. Well, maybe you're not good enough. Has it ever occurred to you that he's trying to do you a favor? You know what I mean? I love criticism. I embrace it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, I suck. Well, at least let me know, why do I suck? Right. And of course I'm exaggerating. That's pretty harsh, but still I would prefer to get that than, you know what, man, you're awesome. That quote unquote Nashville mentality. And then they talk about your back, you know, bless his heart. You know, I don't need that. Just give it to me straight, man. And then
that's one of the things. There's a lot of that double speak. The same ones that want to hug you at potluck on Wednesday night at church are usually trying to find a soft spot in your back. So I mean, I'm not being ugly, but I'm just saying, and you got a lot of young independent artists right now that are listening to you. So that's one of the things what I was really excited too, because I know per our conversations, I know there's a ton of stuff that you can give to them. One of the big ones per what you just said was about changing the audience. These guys, a lot of them don't know it. They don't know any different. And when we broke out, at least me, you know, pedigree Irish from down in the dirty South, you know, running the old cut and shoots and the chicken wire clubs and stuff and the juke joints. That's what we played. And that was, you had to, okay. You really did. You don't have to now. There are a lot of other options that you can do.
Sure.
And to me, that falls into what you're saying about changing your audience, because these folks in those places, they don't care what you can create, and they don't care how hard you worked on something. No. They only care if you made them some beer sales profits, which is fine. That needs to happen in those places. Yeah. But that shouldn't be the driving force about how you are treated as an artist. No. You know, if they want the other, they can just turn up the radio.
Yeah. Artists don't need record labels. They don't need managers. They could do it all themselves. Listen, first of all, you don't want a record deal. Who the hell wants you? Like, you're insane if you want a record deal. You know, I've known this for years, and, you know, working as a mentor for the Grammys, one of the things that I talk about, especially with so many artists, is, guys, if you're doing this in hopes of getting a record deal, in hopes for the fame, in hoping that the accolades come in, then dude, do something else. Seriously, do something else, because you're in for a rude awakening. I literally try to talk people into not being an artist. If you still want to be an artist after I'm done talking to you, then you're made for this industry. Because I will tell you this, do something else, okay? Because everything else aside from what we do is very easy compared to what we're doing here. The competition is ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not being what's the word? Negative Nancy, right? It's not being that. It's very realistic. And what I like to tell people is this: I'm just providing evidence. When you gather all this evidence that I'm spewing at you, if you still say, you know what, Manny, I don't care, I love music and I want to do it, then you're meant for this industry. If you can sleep in your car or sleep on your friend's sofa for a week just to get a gig or just to get an audition, then this industry was made for you. If you're not, do something else, period. Because the sacrifice is real. I don't care if you're an actor, a singer, a sculptor, a painter, it's all relative. The art world is not what it used to be. It's very difficult right now to be successful. You have to be smart. You have to be keen. You have to leverage vanity metrics. You have to understand AI. You have to understand and have a firm understanding of marketing. Self-marketing is huge. If you don't know how to sell yourself and find your audience and find the niche and know what your audience wants, you're not going to make it, period. It's very binary, like I was referring to before.
Have you ever seen, I speak on the Springboard panels, and I got to get you actually hooked up with Barry and them, because you'll be right in the pocket. We just had Vicky Hamilton from Geffen Records on with us, and we had Dale Penner from the Nickelback days.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Myself, Danny Jones from the old Chitlin circuit, the R&B, running Memphis and Sun Records and all that. Great guys, great people. Everyone is just beautiful. Yeah, and dude, it'd be wicked to bring some Jersey in the house, but
I'd love to, man.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
But I'm sure I'm just reiterating everything that they would say. But as long as we're on the same page, obviously we're telling the truth. We've all been there,
Well, people still think, because it's the movies and the TV shows where somebody's singing and the whole crowd stops there and one lady cries, and then somebody walks up and offers a record deal. And we, trying to tell everybody they never sign you because you changed their life or they love your music. They sign you because they can smell money, and before you can get all of it, they want to get most of it.
Yeah.
And
you won't.
And if
you won't make any. You won't make.
Yeah.
That's the only.
When am I supposed to make some? I'm still waiting. I was going to see if I'm going to come eat at your house.
Yeah, man. You got to learn how to sell CDs from your car, and you got to go old school, man.
Yeah, got to go back to the trunk.
Yeah, you do. You really do. As scary as it is, that's what you have to. You got to put in the work, man.
Go back to the old days. I love that. We have a lot of people tuning in here with a lot of information.
All right.
All right. Like literally. And they're also asking for music. So saying, hello, family, what is going on? Hello, Miss Valinia. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Miss Cynthia. Hello, tribe out there. I see you. Tribe to everyone out there is family, is what it is. It's the community. I get a lot of people that ask me, Tracy, what is tribe? And I'm like, go talk to UncleRyano. Now I'm like, listen, it's about community. It is about people. It is about coming together for each other. And that is what we do. We just happen to all be surrounded by the music world, that creative side of the brain. I love the part, I am old school. I love the whole pop your trunk open, sell a CD. I have a beautiful memory of my own son literally doing that. So I just love that story. But they're asking about music here, man.
Yes.
So I'm listening. I got one here, Valinia. She's like, "Where's the live music?"
Live music.
Yes, you, not me. Not Tracy.
All right, now you guys going to play some songs? Because obviously I said I would do it. I know my voice is exhausted, but you know me, I'm here to have some fun.
We can play some tracks. I know you're tired, but we can play some tracks, and then you pick which one that you want to do live or two that you want to perform live. I want to show you off, baby.
Sure, let's do it, man. Well, you tell me what format. You tell me what you want me to do first, and I'll just
I would go ahead with the live.
Do a live song
first, while we're early in this show. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Listen to the ladies. Always listen to the ladies.
All right. So you know what? This is what I'll do then. I'll do this for you. So I'm going to change. I'll change into my performing voice. Can you hear that?
Oh, y'all hear that, don't you?
All right. Yeah. Make it a little sexy. Here we go.
Oh.
So this song, it's so weird because I'm doing these songs acoustically. I'm not used to doing these songs acoustically. Used to rocking out. But this song, it's called Used to Be Hers. I wrote it with a dear friend of mine, an amazing Canadian songwriter. And it's about love, essentially. And the message behind the song is if you ever have a chance to say I love you to someone, just do it. Because you never know when it's the last time you will see that person. All right. And this is a love story about a guy who's no longer with his special loved one, but there's a lot of regret because the whole life that he lives now used to be with her. And that's why. used to be hers. I think you'll dig it. All right. Let me get a little sip of some.
Manny Cabo, everybody. Live. You only get it here.
Singing live on Two Step Tribe.
Let's do this. Hear that all right?
Yes, sir.
This is my house, this is my car. Got my seat at the end of the bar, where I spend most nights these days. This is my room, this is my bed, where the sleepless nights don't end. Oh, what I'd give to go back in time again. I'd let her know how I felt. She was my love, she was my soul, she was my days when I grow old. I can still see the sunshine on her skin. She was my words, she was my song, and it kills me that she's gone. Oh, she was so much more than my best friend. She knew my life so well, 'cause you used to be hers, and used to be hers. This is my shirt, these are her tears that she cried for so many years. Now it's me who sheds them every day. Now this is my pain, and this is her song. I'm gonna sing it all night long. Oh, to the beat of my broken heart again. I let her know how I felt. Come on. She was my love, she was my soul, she was my days when I grow old. I could still see the sunshine on her skin. She was my word, she was my song, and it kills me that she's gone. Oh, she was so much more than my best friend. Now I've cut up, shut up, told her how I felt. And she knew my life so well, 'cause she used to be hers. She used to be hers. She used to be hers. Yeah. She used to be hers. There you go.
Yeah, baby.
Manny, you probably have the track that will do all of the clapping for us. Because I don't have.
We need that.
Yep. Great job. I love it. Great voice.
Thank you.
I know that it's in you. I've heard your music, so I love that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I love the song and the message.
I hope you guys hear it okay. You know, I don't know what you guys hear on your end, but
It's good.
Man, you sound good singing the phone book, bro. You know, I'm just telling you.
you're
Wait.
too kind, brother. You're too kind.
No, you got it. You were born with it, you know, and whether you acknowledged it or not, you had it, you know. Closest I ever came to hitting some of those notes was when I stepped on my kid's Lego that she left on the. That's it. And I didn't have the control you have. I think I hit 2 of those notes, but I hit them both at the same time, which was unsettling. Yeah.
That's too funny. I appreciate it, man. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. A Lego, UncleRyano, those actually hurt when you step.
Those are the devil. The devil made Lego.
And you know what, man? They do. They really are, man. You ever see that meme with the shark? He's like sticking his head out.
Yeah.
A rare shot of a shark stepping on a Lego. It's genius.
Yeah.
It's because we can empathize. That's why it connected all of us. That meme is because we immediately empathize. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, we do a shout out here. Shout out to 107.5 The Swamp, our home. Thank you
Nice.
for what you do. Shout out to Texas Brew at what you do. Shout out again to True Grit Radio and Heroes Media Group here on Two Step Tribe. Tonight, UncleRyano, Manny, the VIP voice, Cabo, has just given us a great performance about a song that we all need to pay attention to. And you just never know. Honestly, you really don't. And you just never know when you'll ever get that chance to say those words that you should say.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to wonder if I could have, should have. 3 letters, 3 words, just 3 letters. I'll take 3 letters. How's that? just 3 letters. Yeah, everything's an acronym nowadays. So
yeah,
it's all about that. Manny, you're also, so we got singing songs. Like, I'm into songwriting big time. So I have a question for you on that.
Sure.
You're like, pack it up, go home. The singing, it's not like what it used to be. I'm like, I totally agree. And in a digital era of trying to tell others, hey, create playlist. Hey, if you're going to support an artist, there's so many other ways you have to do that nowadays. We always try to remind them of that. And then as UncleRyano is trying to pass down the torch and say, hey, this is how we need to do things, I'm trying to go in the digital era and say, hey, this is where we're rolling. This is how it's working.
Yeah.
And so songwriting. And so I know what UncleRyano is about to do to me. He's about to get me because it's therapeutic for me. So when I go to write, it's more from because of my heart, like you're saying. I don't even think about if it's ever going to make $1. It's the therapeutic side of it. But because of this digital era, I can literally go, blah, and like open up and send UncleRyano. I like to hear him say it because he makes fun of me about it, but it's a good making fun because he loves me.
Right.
But
at least you think he does, right?
I do.
He makes me laugh. So he can tell the story, but literally, Manny, nowadays, like I can go in and take just my creativeness from being on the show. Something will grab me. I've got my old school notebook, literally.
Whatever it takes.
UncleRyano's the recipient of all of a sudden, what do you call it? You're like, oh.
Well, the dinging in my text message, it sounds like a very small Gatling gun shooting at a metal barn. It's just going ding, 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 ding. It upset the motherboard when my Korean-made phone speaks toda español, nada English or Korea. The whole thing. Yeah. That's
great.
I haven't heard that one yet, but usually he says I'm like a fire hose. It's like
a damn fire hose. Everything's wet. She fire hoses me so bad I gotta put my phone in a bag of rice.
So it's the love of writing, and then the creativity will hit. And I'm excited like a kid. So I'm like, hey, here you go, take a listen to this. So
and that I lost that one time. And see, as much as I tease you for public record, and since we're sitting in front of several thousand of our closest friends right now, let me be clear. What Manny was saying earlier was beautiful, and it was completely on point, where Manny said, if you're trying to do this to be rich or blah, 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 I'm not saying it right, but what he was talking about was you're chasing the wrong rabbit, y'all. Mm-hmm. Okay. But if you can feel your life improved and the quality of your life, if your journey truly is the destination for you, if you're enjoying the climb and who's climbing with you, because the mountaintop's tiny, but the valley's wide and deep. Yeah. And the most of your time's going to be spent in the mud and the briars and the sticks and the snakes. And it's who's rolling with you that makes the whole journey epic, makes it worth having. Yeah. I think that's where Manny's coming from. I ain't gonna speak for Manny, but I think that's where he's coming from. I know that's where I'm coming from.
Well, listen, man. No, you mirrored it correctly. And here's the thing, too. Let me add to that. So let's say you do achieve the accolades that you desire, right? So there's another school of thought. Everybody's jealous of what you've got. Everyone's jealous of your materialist, your home, your car. But no one's ever jealous of the grind that it took you to get there. Just remember that. So you have to deal with that in addition to. So what you were alluding to and what I was alluding to before is very, very simple. Like, we're talking about songwriting right now. You want to write a goddamn song, write a song. If it hits you, if you get this inspiration to pick up your pad, a piece of paper, a Post-it, I don't give a shit what it is. Write it. Don't edit it. Just finish writing. You could always go back and edit it later, but you have to really embrace the inspiration when it comes. Always have a pad and paper with you. Always have a keyboard or something by your bed. You'll wake up, because I promise you guys, if you don't, you will forget it. It's guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed. You will forget the riff. You'll forget the melody. You forget the chorus, whatever it was, you will forget it. I promise you, you will. So always be prepared when the inspiration comes.
Everybody's phone's got voice notes on it, man. You go in there and hit that, and it's locked.
Yes, sir. There is the one thing that the youth and this generation has now that it baffles me that they still don't know how to leverage all this stuff. You have to leverage the technology that you have. There is no excuse. You could learn how to do everything. You go to YouTube. There's this guy online. I don't know if you know him. His name is Google, that you could find everything on how to do it all. So if you don't accomplish something in this day and age, I'm sorry, but you're lazy. You have no drive whatsoever. It's your fault, nobody else's. End of story.
On that, because we're a different culture. You know, in our age group, we were trying to drive when we were 12. We were trying to. Well, that too, but I'm not going to get you in trouble. But some of us tried to buy beer when we were 12. I mean, that was just our culture. We were trying to be grown and then contribute and get jobs and all this stuff. The kids now, most of them won't learn to drive or try to get a driver's license until they're 18 or older. And why would they, when all the information of the world has come right into their pocket? Their lunch will show up on the front door. Their groceries will show up on the front. They don't have to go anywhere. Everything comes to them. So why would knowledge be any different?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Well, in my house, it is different. So
easy times create a weak society, man. This is the way it is.
Well,
and the strong people become kings.
Yeah, they do.
They do. The reason I said I'm lucky is because I do have a 16-year-old who can't stand to be on his phone, can't stand to do all of those things. So I'm like, thank you.
If you need that child to call 911, you're going to be reincarnated before he gets the phone charged.
That's how bad he hates like being with technology. Maybe as he gets older, but yes, you are correct, Uncle.
But you do.
I need him to have it a little bit, but I need to be careful here because there's a lot of other people who complain the opposite. It's like they can't get their kid off the dang phone. They can't get their kid off of technology. I use it's funny, he teases me. He's like, Mom, you're on it more than me. And I'm like, but I'm actually working and doing something.
Yeah. So, nonstop.
Literally, like I am able to write really fast and do all of the things that we're discussing 100 times faster, more efficient, and get that whole song done and be able to get it to UncleRyano now versus, I'm not going to say my age, but I wasn't with y'all driving at that same time y'all were, but still. The whole
you're a pup, you're a baby.
Yeah, but I'm old school.
You need a spanking.
I don't know about that. I might have to punch him in the throat.
No, you need 2 spankings. I want to ask Manny something because this is something that I know, and for everybody, I don't know the answer to this, so I'm asking something completely. He doesn't even have a clue what I'm going to ask. Manny's bracing for impact now.
Man, I love it all, man. This is fun. I love these organic conversations. Hit me, brother.
So I know that when you're talking about your purpose, it's the voice, your voice, your talent, your gift.
Yeah.
That was not the destination. That was not the goal. That was not that wasn't where your arrival point was. You realized when you had your epiphany that was the medium you were going to use to expand your reach to do something amazing and beautiful with individual people who thought they would never be seen.
Right.
So I understand that. So now tell me the cool stories. Give me 2 cool stories where you were able to use your platform be able to reach beyond the limitations of logistics or maybe career wise, etc., where you were able to use your platform to really touch someone's life, and that in turn touched yours in return.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, it happened yesterday. I just got another endorsement deal with Dark Matter Audio Labs, my new in-ear company, right? So as I'm walking in there with Tall, who's one of the head executives there, I walk in and he's like, hey, listen, man, guys, come on. I got somebody to introduce to you. You know, he's a special friend of mine, special guest, one of our new endorsees, right? And his name's Manny Cabo. And all of a sudden you see this head peek out. Wait, is that Manny Cabo? The guy who was on The Voice? And then somebody from another booth turned over. Wait a second, that's the guy from the VIP Voice podcast. And he turns around and goes, you're just a regular celebrity, right? And I didn't know what to say, but yeah, I guess I'm making a wave, especially, remember, we're in Jersey. So the point I'm trying to make here is one guy listened to me because of my podcast. Another guy saw me because I was on The Voice. Two totally different scenarios, both incorporating The Voice. But one said, dude, you taught me that there's so many ways that I can improve my voice, not just by doing scales, not just by breathing, but by talking, by picking stories that were important to me and how to be emotionally driven by them. This guy who's telling me, man, you showed me how to really be in control of the stage, being a front man, entertaining, how to do proper interviews. So that just happened yesterday. Take it a step further, a couple of years ago, prior to the pandemic, my wife's in Puerto Rico. I wasn't there with her. And she's there talking to one of her family members. And they're getting into this heartfelt dialogue. And all of a sudden, they get to the point where, she mentions me. She's like, no, my husband can't be here. He's in Jersey. He's going on tour. And she's like, wow, that's awesome. What band? And they started getting into conversation. Well, what's your husband's name? Manny Cabo. She starts breaking down. Manny Cabo, bald guy? She's like, yeah, that's my husband. And mind you, she's never met me. She didn't know who my wife was. She's like, your husband saved my life. I was going to kill myself, but it's because of him that I'm still here, listening to his podcast, listening to his messages, reading his posts online. Sometimes I didn't even have to open up my voice. If you believe in your message, if you believe and you're walking your truth unapologetically, emphatically believing in it, you will inspire people. You will touch people. You don't have to do any of the work because it's true to you. And here's the beautiful thing around that. Your audience will find you. People that resonate with you, if you are truthful in your message, consistently truthful, you will find, quote unquote, to use your word, you will find your tribe in places that you never thought possible across the world, especially nowadays with digital platforms. They're universal. You can touch somebody in thousands and thousands of miles away that you've never met just because you're present online. You have a podcast. You go live here and there. You put a reel on showing what your personal message is, what's true to you. My advice is to everyone who's listening out there, whether you're a songwriter, whether you're a podcaster, it doesn't matter. This is why I'm going back to what I said before. If you do something, do it because you have a passion for it. Do it because the end result doesn't matter. Do it because it's the journey that you're embracing, the growth process, right? That you are truly, truly falling in love with, because it's in that. That's the secret sauce. The money will come. The fame will come if that's what you're looking for. But it won't come if that's the only thing you're focused on, because guess what? All of those end results are a direct correlation and only stem from the passionate, period. Because you either have to be delusional or ridiculously passionate. And when you combine those are a recipe for success in any sector of life. So believe me when I tell you, that's the only reason why I'm able to affect and inspire so many people. And I'm going to keep inspiring people. It's a very ambitious goal of inspiring 1 billion people. But guys, nowadays with all this technology, it's definitely not far-fetched. And if your message is to help other people, because guess what? The best means of marketing is what? Word of mouth. You're going to tell 5 people, dude, you got to go listen to Manny. I love what he's saying. Oh man, you're a photographer. You're a podcaster. You're a dad. Really? Oh, you've been through loss. You've lost somebody. Dude, you got to listen to Manny. They will be your biggest cheerleaders. But here's the thing. It goes back to, see how I'm tying this all in? Authenticity, believability, being present, showing up. Because when you show up for yourself, you're going to show up for other people as well, and you won't even realize it. So it's all one message. I don't do anything that's more popular. I don't do anything more special than anyone else. What I do is I speak from the heart. I don't speak from here. I don't fabricate scripts just to, please people. No, I don't care if it pleases you. If it helps you, phenomenal. My goal isn't to please you. My goal is to serve you if you're asking for it. If you need it, it's there. I'm not going to go after you. Hey, listen to me. No, it's not the way it works. I put it out there. And you know what? That frequency will find you if you're meant to listen to it. So
if you have to chase somebody to impart a perspective, they're not ready to listen.
They're not at all. It's great that you said that as well. You will find, and it goes with you yourself. You will find those epiphanic moments when you try, when you experiment. If you're sitting there complaining and moping about nothing's working out for me, first of all, life is not happening to you. Life happens for you. You need to understand these opportunities that transpire. You're missing them because you're too busy moping, right? And belly aching and complaining and bitching.
We were talking earlier about being destroyed versus being rebuilt, and I had my 4 record deals in the 90s in Nashville, doing everything the way that the so-called current wisdom, the people that had all this experience, told me I was supposed to do it. Right. And they ran out of ways to mismanage each label. Something happened where one got absorbed in another, or this president got fired, or this label had to shut down for stuff they did with some of the money. All that being said, if that had not happened, if I didn't have that beat into me, Abel Cain would have never been born. I had to go all the way back and create that rock band. And I had to go, you found something, and I'm saying all this for a reason. For me, I said I love you, just like you were talking about earlier. Last conversation I had with my incredible grandfather, for me, it was like your dad for you. And my grandfather, who is still my hero, he had asked me if I was still playing out because my mother had gotten sick for the first time with cancer. And I said, no, I'm not messing with that right now. I'm focused on this. And I kind of snapped a little bit when I was talking about it because I was still frustrated with the label stuff.
Sure.
And so I was strictly writing and doing my movie cuts and everything. And he said, I'm just saying you need to keep up practice. Well, I corrected the tone of the call, and I made sure that he knew how much I loved him. By the time we hung up, he said, I love you, son. That was a Saturday, and he left this world the following Tuesday. And so I had that. And here's the thing, a year and a half later, when I wasn't doing anything with music, but I'm walking out with my guitar hanging on my back, and I've got the cops in riot gear wrapped around me, and I'm walking into Fenway Park, and the place is going crazy. Over all of that, I heard my granddad's words in my ear say, I just think you need to keep up practice. I never said that. I never said that to anybody publicly ever. Wow. This is the first time that happened. And the thing is, for me, it touches on all the stuff that you were talking about with it's not enough to think about somebody. You got to call them and say, hey, I was thinking about you. I love you. I'm not going to bother you. Have a good day. Bye. And
let me tell you, if your parents are still alive, call them and tell them you love them just randomly. They'll think you're crazy.
You're proud of
do it right now. Yeah.
And you proud of
you. Thank you for putting up with all my shit. Thank you.
What? Yeah. Yep.
Do it.
I'm enjoying the Love Fest. Did I catch something early on, Manny, when you first came on the show?
Yeah.
You said that you almost weren't born into the world.
Oh, yeah. I was an abortion waiting to happen. The doctors told my parents, you can't have this kid. He's born with way too many complications. My mother fell from a bus down the stairs. They're like, we don't think it's a good idea. My dad said, absolutely not. I'm fully responsible. We're having this kid. And here I am, raising Cain and doing what I do with my voice 55 years later.
Yeah, we all have something in common. My oldest son, Sergeant Two Step.
Yeah.
That's a different day, a different story, but there is something in common there. So I thought I picked up on that. So we're all here for a reason.
Yes, we
Might
are.
be a different season, but we're definitely all
Here we
here
are.
for a reason. I don't believe in a coincidence. I do
Nope.
believe in exactly what you said, UncleRyano, about those words. That's happened to me.
Yes.
Recently, I don't know what it is, but I've had the nagging on me where I've said, and I sent the message, and I'm going to say it right now. Whatever it is, go tell Emma that I said I know and hello, and she can call me and talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. This happens to me since I was in this world. Real fast, I'll go by it. Raised throughout the war on drugs, raised by other people, raised in the concrete because of what was going on in the world, and had to take care of myself. So I've been in situations throughout life where other things around me have happened that you cannot explain. And I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I know what it is for me, but I get those things, like you said, UncleRyano, where it's like just coming over me. It's like, I have to go tell this.
Yeah.
I do have it in writing, actually, to my own son. I knew exactly what was going to happen, had him come home. I did everything that I could because I knew it was coming. It's in writing. I had lost my voice. There was no other way to communicate with him. So it's really trippy. The whole conversation we're going down now, we're supposed to be doing songs and singing.
Well, there's no coincidences. Conversations go where they need to go, and somebody needs to hear it, or even it could be therapeutic. But when you have a gut instinct in life, I've been taught, and I've also learned, when you have a gut instinct, you have to go with it. And I'll tell you why. Your brain will never tell you these gut feelings. Why? Because your gut is responding quicker. Your brain is too slow to react to a situation, right? But your gut is telling you there's something right, there's something wrong, something needs to be addressed, something needs to be taken care of, like right now. So you need to listen to those moments, and kudos for you, because sometimes you're not meant to do anything. Sometimes you're just meant to observe. Sometimes you're meant to understand and digest it, and later on maybe apply it, but just be in the moment, be present, absorb the message, try to decipher it, right, for your own good, and see, like, okay, well, what is this for? What am I supposed to learn from this? Have these self-dialogues. You're not crazy. If anything, the smartest people in the world have self-dialogues. At least somebody's listening, right? I do that all my time. That's why I meditate 3 times a day. Your brain has 60,000 thoughts. It's scientifically proven. It's craving for some quiet time. So when you get these instincts, when you get these little nudges, these whatever you want to call them, you entertain them, write them down, have self-dialogue. What am I supposed to gain from this? And trust me, if it's not revealed then, if you're asking for it, you will receive whatever message you're supposed to get. Problem is, everybody thinks it's woo-woo. Everybody thinks it's non-real. And I can tell you, man, it's definitely not. Faith and belief. What's faith all about? You're believing in something that doesn't exist, but therein lies the secret of it. If you want your personal reality to change, you have to change your personality. People are asked backwards. People want to feel the wealth. They want to feel the accolades before they feel happy. You have to embrace feeling that way, right? Picture yourself feeling that way already in order to expedite its receipt. It's the total opposite. Again, it's law. So it's great that you actually, derailed the conversation, because you're bringing up a very valid point. Sometimes in life, signs are handed to you, but we're so consumed with everyday activity that we don't even realize it. Everyone has $1 million idea. It's there. But we're too busy walking the whole life of the Western mentality of 100 miles an hour. Dude, slow down and smell the goddamn roses from time to time. Breathe.
And watch for snakes. They're usually in the garden too.
And spiders too. And spiders.
Oh, damn spiders. Not spiders, for the love of God. Not spiders.
This has been great.
I found something.
Yeah. No, this is great, man. I appreciate
I love it. I love
Definitely
it.
I want to hear some more Manny Cabo.
I knew I literally was going there. I was like, I bet he's about to say, I want to hear Manny Cabo.
You want to hear another song? A live song?
Yes.
All right. Let me do this.
Last call.
You want to do it live, or you want us to play a track that we can feature? You tell me.
This is your show. You tell me, man.
He's
Tracy?
queuing up. He's queuing up. He said 2.
Yeah.
It's up to him. So
All right.
Queuing up, Manny.
So I'll do one out. I'll lead the show out with a live song as promised. Deal?
All right.
Listen, if I said I'm going to do it, doesn't matter how tired I am. I'm going to do it.
Oh, well, I have a track. I got all your music loaded, so.
I'll do one here. Here we go. You ready?
Yes, sir.
This song I wrote in 10 minutes. It was on a road we were doing a sold out show in Secrets in Maryland. And true story, this was about close to 11 years ago. And like I said, it was a 4-hour drive, and every station would come in and out. The reception was absolutely horrible. The only station that came in was a country station, right? And this is the first time I really started listening to country like hardcore. Like I told you before, prior to us hitting record, I grew up with Merle Haggard and George Jones and Dolly Parton, the real country, right? But man, I listened to every song back to back. Jason Aldean, I was listening to, you name it. Every song was better than the last. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. I love this, right? Brantley Gilbert, more modern country, a little bit more rockier, right? And so I pulled over and I had this instinct to write a song, right? And I was already late to the gig. So I wrote Crazy. And you'll hear some of the lyrics when you hear me sing. It's about getting to the show. It's about a special someone. I'm a romantic, obviously. But the song is for the crazies. And I learned this from working at Apple. It's the crazies that change the world. So when you're in love, be crazy, man. Be crazy in your love. Being crazy in your pursuits. They'll look at you like you're insane, but you will change the world because that's what it takes. Like I said, you got to be delusional. So this song is for all the crazy people out there. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Just a little under an hour until I hit the stage for another show. Driving on this road feels like forever, knowing that I'm gonna see you soon. And when you held me close that day, oh, you took my breath away. If we could live that night again, I wouldn't change one damn thing. Nah, I wouldn't change anything, 'cause you drove me crazy, yeah. When you held me, baby, yeah, yeah. And there's nothing that I'd rather do than be here all alone with you again. Whoa, 'cause you drove me crazy, yeah. The two-step tribe in the house. Lights are on, the band's ready to play. Oh, but you're stealing the night away. And if you're out there in the crowd, could you do that thing you do when you're singing my words out loud? Yeah. When you held me, baby, yeah, yeah. And there's nothing that I'd rather do than be here all alone with you again. Whoa. 'Cause up here all I see, a crowd of lights on me, yeah. Oh, but it don't matter to me, 'cause all I see is your face, yeah. Just another night, 'cause it's my only way to talk about the things that'll take you away, yeah, yeah. 'cause all I see is your face, yeah. 'Cause you drove me crazy, yeah. Oh, when you held me, baby, yeah. And there's nothing that I'd rather do than be here all alone with you again. Whoa, crazy, yeah. When you held me, baby, yeah, yeah. And there's nothing that I'd rather do than be here all alone with you again. Whoa, whoa, 'cause up here all I see, crowd of lights on me, yeah. Oh, but it don't matter to me, 'cause all I see is your face, yeah. Just another night, 'cause it's my only way to talk about the things that'll a little crazy for you.
We liked it. I like it. I said we. I could tell that, UncleRyano, you like that, right? Is he there? Are you frozen, Uncle?
Yeah. I was totally in it. Mm-hmm.
You were in it.
Yes, I was
it.
vibing, man. That had me vibing. I'd be laid back in the pocket right there and just listen to it. I love Steve Perry. Okay.
Yeah.
That was one of my big favorite, the Journey. I love listening to those guys. That's right in your wheelhouse all day. One thing I wanted to do while we still had Manny, how are we looking in the pit? Do we still have a bunch of folks in the bullpen right now, Tracy?
Well, we have Tribe, and then of course I want to do a shout out real quick because I don't know if anyone else knows this, or if you know Manny, you probably do. I found
What's
you
that?
on there. X. So when I say X, it still feels a little weird, but I make this joke. Are you familiar with, so you used to have Twitter and there used to be MySpace, and it's like they had a baby. And now there's X Spaces, which is on X. And so our X family of music is always chimed in very well. So shout out to them. Thank you. And I know who it is that's pulling it on there. Shout out to the Tribe, of course, handling over there on a couple of social media platforms. So yes, the ones that cannot send us a message, I am jumping back and forth. So I wanted to get them to.
I wanted to get some questions in for Manny from the Tribe. So if they had any, I wanted them to start sending them up.
Sure.
The biggest thing that they have been responding to were about preaching about the truth, literally. And ironically, when I would insert, that's what I was doing with their questions. We had a whole lot of hashtag Tribe. So, I do this. They're doing this back to me now. It's just to have it. And then asking, when you have people, you mentioned about haters or not understanding the struggle. What is it like when you're on your path to do something and then it's finally coming to fruition, and then that you're going to encounter those haters? Do you continue to go forth and you do not need to explain yourself? My answer to them was you don't need to explain yourself, number one. Number two, continue to keep going. Those that throw a stumbling block in front of you, there's a reason. Just keep going, keep going. So there's a whole lot based on your conversation about accountability, about the stumbling. There's a lot of Tribe, a lot
when you're at your highest moment, that's when the devil comes for you.
That's in here.
At the same time, God will punish you by giving you everything you pray for. So they're asking, do you have a venue, a concert that is coming up and that you're playing here in the near future is something, and the Don't Stop Believing.
Miss Bellini here has been with us the whole time. So, amen.
Don't
That's
stop
what I said.
believing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're looking at you. You all were talking about journey. So we've got
Yeah.
5 in the house. That's what
Serendipity.
they're saying is don't stop believing.
So upcoming shows, because I love the Wizards of
Yeah.
Winter. That was sick, man. That was insane.
Yeah.
I loved it. So tell me about upcoming stuff. You got any projects on deck right now for touring?
Here's the thing. Right now, that's actually on hold because I'm working on a lot of empowerment speaking gigs, master classes. But I just finished wrapping up starring in the movie Flux, which is a supernatural thriller, and then I've got 2 more movies that I'm acting in. So I'll be busy behind the screen, and a lot of people don't know. I would give it all up just to be a full-time actor. I was supposed to be in I Am Legend with Will Smith, Changing Lanes with Ben Affleck, and what's his face? Years ago, by the way. So I turned down a lot of roles because I was working full-time, but acting.
Yeah, tell them. I wanted to get into that, so I'm glad you did that. So let's talk about Hollywood. Hollywood, come on.
One of the things that I wanted to address, going back to your question, well, let me change this here because I got my performance voice on. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I liked it. I thought it was beautiful.
When the lights go down in the city. That's from my journey.
Damn it, man.
All right. So what I was going to say is you touched upon something that I don't want to just skip over that, Tracy, because it's very important about haters and about the hardships. My biggest piece of advice for haters is, man, the more haters you have, the better your life is going to be. And I'll tell you why. Your haters are your biggest cheerleaders. You have to embrace your haters. The problem in this industry is, and you're going to realize that once you're in here long enough, it's when they stop talking about you that it's an issue. If they're constantly talking about you, negative, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Your haters are the ones that are going to take you over that threshold because you could use those for fuel. And they're always the ones watching you, always the ones watching you. And they'll let you know when you're doing something good because they're going to hate on you even more. Right. And I appreciate my haters. Those are the ones that have given me the fuel to drive. And when it comes to hardships, the problem is we convolute hardships as obstacles in itself. And I get that. But here is the ideology that you have to start implementing in your lives. When you come to the crossroads, and things are not working out good. They're not supposed to work out. You know, there's this beautiful quote from Nelson Mandela that has always stuck with me, and I'll share it with you today, and it has changed my life in multiple ways. And his quote is, I never lose. I always win or I learn. So when we come across these obstacles in life, they're just little pieces of knowledge that are being thrown your way, disguised as obstacles, because they're preparing you, right? The more that, quote unquote, I don't like to use the word fail because that has a negative connotation. The more that you embrace your struggle, you build the endurance to get you through the difficult times when they really get here. And that's what's going to separate you from everyone else that gives up. When you learn to chew and spit out the difficult times, that right there, that is the recipe for the success that most people utilize to deter them from their path. It's the total opposite. It's those times that you should be really embracing the hardship, be like, yeah, excellent. Give me more. Why is this not working out? What am I supposed to learn? Boom. And ask, right? But right away we start, oh no, this sucks. I can't believe this is not working out. Oh, this is not meant for me. No, that's stupid. You put so much work into it, you're going to let a few obstacles deter you. They're there for a reason. It's part of the process. It's part of the journey. So learn to embrace it. I just needed to address that because it's crucially important in anyone's career, especially in this career here right now.
Well, everything evolves so fast, you know, and it's constantly fluid. Yeah. So the roadmap a week ago, 6 months ago, is not the exact same accurate map right now because everything's fluid. So a lot of times, my opinion, you tell me your thoughts, but a lot of times, you know, if you've made the appropriate adjustment on the new roadmap as you're feeling it out based on the haters. Your haters are your mile markers telling you you're going in the right direction.
Adaptability has been one of my biggest superpowers in my life. You have to learn to adapt to different situations. If you embrace the element of adaptability, that right there is probably half the battle, because most people give up because they fail to adapt to different situations. And when you learn to become a master at that particular skill, oh man, you're well on your way to achieving whatever it is that you want to. But yeah, there was a question in there somewhere. I know that. Stacey.
No, well, not
Tracy.
with me. Mine is that honestly, the way that I grew up, there was never the choice to stop. You keep going.
Yeah.
There is no other option.
Yeah.
The option is that you continue to keep going, and it will work. It's just a matter of having faith in yourself and knowing that, you know, it is going to work. So for me personally, I'll say you are correct. There are always going to be people who are not happy that may project that onto others. We're always going to have that. It's never going away. We're not all supposed to be the same. We're not all supposed to be best buddies, but we can be respectful and appreciate each other enough, I would hope, to at least stand back and go, hey, good job. See you later. Or just bygones be bygones. I don't let things get to me. Maybe like someone else might, because of things that have happened in life have shown me life is too short. There is way too much emphasis on losing just 1 hour of a day with my child or with a person is way more important to me than it is making $1. So
well, you got to get rid of the toxicity, Tracy. You got to get rid of the toxicity. You know, Tupac said it best. You know, listen, I want you to have a full plate of food. I want you to have a house. But here, the fact is, you don't have to sit at my table.
Yep.
End of story.
That's facts.
Unapologetically. I want you to succeed, but that doesn't mean I want you part of my journeys. Respectfully, of course.
Yes.
But that's pretty much
I love it.
You know,
I like that one. I have to remember that one. I'm going to write it down right in front of me. You don't have to sit at my table. I don't have to open the door.
We got any more tribe questions?
We've gone over, there's a whole lot of statements that we're getting in here. They love it. Journey is now quite a bit in the comments.
Yes, it is. I'm bad about being an instigator, Manny. I'm real bad about it. I'm just saying.
That's literally where they're all stuck in on the journey section. So
I want tell them the name of your podcast, because you're fixing to get a whole bunch of new subscribers and viewers and listeners. Let's talk about your podcast.
Definitely. It's the VIP Voice podcast. And essentially, that's where I get the name VIP Voice. You know, I get it from my fans. Everything that I put on myself, it's not self-proclaimed. It's just, you're the VIP voice, bro. Your voice sounds like a VIP person. You make us sound like VIPs. You talk like a VIP. So all right, sounds good. I'll keep it. Right. Yeah. So I modeled the show after that. And it's essentially, I get to interview celebrities, huge stars from the movie screen, from radio, Emmy, Oscar-winning actors, Grammy-winning engineers, people that have actually done some great shit in life to share their journeys of hardships, of success, of accountability, of connections, how to build their personal brands. So believe me, there's close to there. I just did my 77th episode. There's an episode for everybody on that show. And going forward, I'm changing the format. It's predominantly going to be me by myself. Occasionally I'll bring on some guests, and I'm going to be sharing tips, techniques, how to better your presentation skills, how to tell better stories, how to harness the power of each individual voice. So it's going to get really down and dirty with some insights. So you're definitely going to want to tune in, and I promise you it will serve you. I promise.
Where would they tune in at, Manny?
Sure. Just go to my site, mannycabo.com. And everything and anything that has to do with me, my best-selling book, my podcast, my music, my YouTube channel, everything that revolves around my world is there. So that's the best place to start. And my podcast is everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere your favorite streaming platforms have.
Got it. So anywhere that you can listen to a podcast, you can find Manny, the VIP Voice Cabo, as well on your episodes as well. Just like here on Tribe. We have Patriots Inside the Wire Productions, Two-Step Tribe. Again, but we are learning from you. I see Uncle. I know when those hands start doing this, you got something. What do you got?
Smell
Yeah,
it.
I wanted Manny to tell me about his favorite role, his favorite acting role. I meant to ask that earlier. Sorry, I'm jumping around, but I got a bunch I want to share with everybody.
No, man, it's a loaded question, but actually the last role that I did here for Flux was pretty intense, man. It was a very demanding role. Some parts there, I had to literally visit the dark night of the soul, in order to deliver a compelling performance, man. I had to really tap into the dark side of things, to really embrace the character, the sadness, the tears. So it's stuff that most cases on a daily basis you want to ignore. You never want to visit these places, but here I am facing your fears, right? Facing the weak moments of life to deliver a compelling performance. And that's what it takes, man. And once we face those fears, because fears are just illusions, once we face those fears, everything that we want is on the other side of them. And that's one thing that I've noticed. I've learned to embrace all those insecurities, all those fallacies that, self-proclaimed insecurities that we just really push out into the world and don't want to face on a daily basis. But it's really gratifying when you say, wow, I went there, I overcame, and I delivered a killer performance because of it. And that's what usually happens, man, because you disarm its power once you do that, and I used it as leverage for my performance. So that was a really demanding role. I played the role of a cameraman. Without giving too much away, let's just say I went through many transitions throughout that movie. There's an evolution of the character, and that's what was challenging about it. So there's comedic parts, there's serious parts, there's sad parts, there's scary parts. So it was a very versatile role, to say the least. So I think that answers your question, man. I can't wait to share it with the world. We're doing the VIP, no pun intended, or full pun intended, whichever way you want to look at it. We're doing the red carpet in Tribeca in New York City sometime in April. So we're excited about that. And we got distribution too.
We're excited for you.
Thanks,
that was something I've never done. I never dove into that world. I've just always been just completely perplexed and in awe. But I had a lot of friends on the West Coast, and out in LA that were very, very, very successful household names. And one of them told me, I always took it away. They said, if you truly, for those deep roles that you're talking about, where you literally have to dive into the forbidden parts of your soul to be able to believably articulate it for the viewer.
Yes.
She said, you have to break yourself.
Yeah, man.
You have to break yourself right there live. You have to break yourself to be able to touch the people the way that they will connect with the character. And I always thought that just left me stumped, because only acting I do is when I act a fool. That's about it, bro.
Nah, man, we'd be surprised, we would surprise ourselves if we really tapped into those moments where, in most cases, we try to run from. But once we have the chutzpah and the courage to face them, you'd be surprised what we can do. We humans are pretty strong creatures, but we never give ourselves a shot. We're always talking down to ourselves, and we should love ourselves a little bit more and be more fearless in our pursuits in life. Live, man.
I've gotten myself out of a couple of speeding tickets, and that was an incredible performance in both cases. But
I don't think that counts, though.
That's all I got, baby. I can get you out of a speeding ticket, but that's about it. It's like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
No trophy.
I love it. And so as far as film, like I am used to being on the side where you're doing location scouting or on set work, and with the film commission offices with SAG art on the set. So I know that side, but I've never done, I'll take that back. I've never really done the side of what you're doing through the depths that you're doing. So congratulations on that role. And you said it is called Flux.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay. FLUX, right?
Flux, FLUX. Yep.
Got it.
It's a supernatural thriller. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, it's
all right. I love it.
Then we got the dailies back, and they look absolutely amazing. So, and then I'm just going. I think we start production on the next feature film sometime in May and June, and then another one in August. So I'll be busy in front of the screen.
What's the location?
Yeah, that's it.
The second location will be up northern Pennsylvania, and then for the following project, not sure yet. We haven't really got information on that yet, but the next one will definitely be in
Y'all need to do some stuff in Louisiana, and we'll cause problems.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Damn, it's humid down there, man. That's you guys are no joke with them skaters. You got them skaters out there like
we do.
Heavens and shit.
We do. Some of them got Mississippi leg hound in them. They'll get on your leg and start listening to Barry White music.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
No.
Right.
So what's interesting is the one thing that we are getting is that Manny, you're in Jersey.
Yes.
You mentioned Journey. Your voice does not have that northern, except a moment ago I heard you say chutzpah. So I was like, hey.
Well, you can tell I got a lot of Jewish friends, man.
No, I love it, but your voice. So,
yeah.
You're a real
we don't hear a lot of that northern accent in your voice, whereas people will say to me, where's your, I don't hear a lot of the down south deep
twang,
southern twang in you. And I'm like, it's there. But what about you, Manny? Does it take a few cocktails and it just comes right out, or?
No, you know what's funny? I guess because I do a lot of voiceovers too, so I practice a lot of accents as well. And sometimes I'll catch myself in the Jersey, the Jersey comes out, but not so much. I'm like in between here. I'm not really too northern Jersey to South Jersey. I'm just regular Jersey, man.
You got that good talk. You got that good.
talk. I'm unbiased, so
I like it. I get asked that all the time, literally. I don't think that I sound country, like right now I'm just doing me, but
I don't hear any twang now. Uncle, you got a bit of twang there, man.
Oh man, I'm slanging twang, baby. I'm slanging it. Yes, sir. Hey, when I lived in Yonkers, because when I wrote for BMG, I lived in Yonkers, and everybody around me was straight up Jewish, right? And they're all 4 foot tall, and they were super sweet. They had me over for matzah and brisket, and they were like, "Yeah, bro," and I'm like, "Holy smokes!" I said, what is this? They said matzah. I said, so this looked like cornbread. They said, that's what it is. And I said, that's brisket. And they said, yeah. I said, oh my God, I'm Jewish. Been eating this my whole life. Yeah.
And by the way, it's Yonkers. When you're up here, you talk like this. It's Yonkers.
That's right.
That's right.
There it is.
That's right.
There it is. And I've already written it down. I've already got an idea for the song because
Yonkers. Yeah, I forgot. That's like your jabroni. Your jabroni. I picked that up in Queens. Yeah.
Jabroni.
The boroughs will definitely do that for you.
Slang and twang, a new song. Watch. It's going to come right at you, Uncle.
I'm ready. I'll go long. It's coming in hot.
Right.
You got it. Manny, what other? I have your tracks actually in here. So I know that they do want to hear at least a track if you've got that in you. But I have several, so I would ask you, literally, out of what I have, which one would you like for me to play?
Put Breakaway. That was my first Grammy. I've got 4 Grammy considered songs, and Breakaway was the first one. So that was a big one for me.
That's one of my faves. Just personal. We hadn't had that talk, but yes.
Okay. Nice. All right, well, that's good for me to know. So you have 4 that were considered for a Grammy
considered songs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If I knew a million people, who knows, I'd have a Grammy right now. But I write songs. I never really pursued the marketing aspects of it. The problem with doing a million things and being decent at each one is you can't really focus 100% on everything. It's not like I'm just investing all my music and then all my photography and then all my podcasting. So I'm spread thin. So when I release a song, I'll do the necessary promotion for the first month and a couple here and there sporadically. But wherever it goes, it goes. My job isn't to please everybody. If you guys like it, great. If you hate it, great. My job is just to create and keep putting music out there, But if I put more effort into marketing and stuff, who knows? Maybe in a year or so, it's evergreen content. So
yes, and I think for me, because I'm currently working on like 12 different projects. I've got them all spinning and stuff with different people.
Yeah.
If I do something singular, I kill everybody on the other end of what we're carrying.
Right.
Just because I'm just, but if I can be spread thin, as you say, spread out, that keeps the creative juices focused.
Sure.
And I think you might have some of that because you've got so much fire and you have so many things that you're so passionate about. Yeah. If you had all that monopolized with one thing, it's going to cook whoever's on the other end of it.
Well, you got to, the only reason why I'm able to do everything that I do is because you have to be very, very consistent and compartmentalize your days. And you have to adhere to that schedule. You can't veer off of it. Compartmentalizing your days is extremely important. Tuesdays and Thursdays, nothing but podcasts. Mondays and Fridays, I'll do micro content, creative content, video content. Wednesdays and Saturdays, I do songwriting. Sundays, I take off. And, whatever, I'll mix in social media and emails. Somewhere in between there, but you got to stick to that schedule or else you won't get anything done.
I think I'm still working on last Thursday. I don't think I've slept since then. Yeah, my Thursday's still going.
I like that. I know. Thursday. I think I was with you. No, I wasn't. I was with you.
That was the Thursday before. Yeah.
Okay. At the awards. So we have the song in here. It is called Breakaway.
Yeah.
Manny, when did this song come out?
2 years ago, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's already been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is the Powerhouse.
The Powerhouse. All right. This is Breakaway by Manny Cabo, who is here tonight from Two Step Tribe, the Patriots Inside the Wire production. UncleRyano and myself. Always feels weird, Tracy Two Step, here at Two Step Tribe. Here you go with Breakaway by Manny Cabo.
We're fading away, don't know why. I can't believe where this is going. Was it something I did or that I said? Don't walk away this time. I remember losing my breath when we kissed the very first time, and we promised to never forget it, but it looks like we lied. I believe we could find a way to take us back, relive those memories, and I could see us break the chains that hold us to the suffering, and I believe we can break away. Yeah. Now, we gotta hold on to what we have. No sense in losing all we worked for. I know we both had different plans, but fighting won't make it right. Now I know we can both get through this if we just give it one more try. If we don't, we'll only regret it for the rest of our lives. I believe we can find a way to take us back, relive those memories, and I can see us break the chains that hold us to the suffering, and I believe we can break away. I believe we can break away. I know you feel like we've lost the way, but I can see us breaking the chains. I believe we could find a way. I can see us break the chains. I believe we can break away. I believe we can break away. Why can't you see that it's time we make it? And I believe. Why can't you see that it's time we make it? And I believe. Why can't you see that it's time we make it?
I just love that part underlying in there.
That bridge is thick. And that cold guitar ascension coming out to go into the cold stop is stupid.
It was a fun song to do, man. That's
I love
another.
it.
I wrote that song almost like 15 years ago with a good friend of mine, Scott Williams, here in Jersey, man. And it goes to show you can't rush greatness, man. We never released it. And I said, you know, it's time to release that song. We're going to do some production on it. I know exactly where I wanted to go, give it some rockability. And there it was.
Well,
The great stuff's timeless.
It really is, man. It really is. A good song is a good song no matter what decade it came out of.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
what's our clock looking like, Tracy? How much we got left on the clock?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock already. Wow.
Yeah.
I was just gonna look at his face. You can tell what time it is. It is about that time to say thank you for joining the show with Two Step Tribe at Patriots Inside the Wire Productions with UncleRyano. And Manny has been with us from the VIP voice, Manny Cabo, joining us tonight with Two Step Tribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to turn it over and let you all say good night and goodbye because it is getting late. But again, a real quick shout out. Thank you to 107.5 The Swamp, True Grit Radio. Right now, we have a very big surprise that you don't even know about yet, UncleRyano. So thank you to what is coming up for the Sergeant Two Step Gold Star Music Festival. It is coming in September, so stay tuned, and we will give you more information on that. We are officially in with the CMAs doing a category for the Sergeant Two Step Award, so stay tuned for that. Now I'm turning it over to Manny and UncleRyano to say goodnight to you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Well, it's been a blast having you. You're on so many levels. You make the world better by being in it. On the music front, on the spiritual front, on mentoring, you've got a lot, and that's really what the tribe is all about. It's not about me. So many people get that confused. They say tribe and they think I have zero ownership of it. It's your tribe, Manny Cabo. It's Tracy's tribe. And and you're doing the same thing that I'm trying to do is stand and be the lighthouse so they know where to go and how to get to you.
It's the beacon, man. Be a beacon. You know, you have to, in a world of so much hate and deceit, man, be the anomaly, man. That's all I tell people to be.
I like that one. I think that's a good place to end it there. So thank you for joining us, Manny. Thank you for your time. Stand by as we roll out. Please do not leave the studio. And thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. We will be back for a show tomorrow, but Thursday as well. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
This has been a Patriots Inside the Wire production. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Two Step Tribe, where you, the viewer, are always the rock star of this show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. We cannot do this without you. Your uncle says so, and you are loved and appreciated. Sergeant Two Step, sign us out. Let's load up.